Okay, so I'm going to talk about your October book report. So if you go to my class website and go to the projects side, you'll see that I've listed all the different projects for the year. In October, we're going to be doing a OneDrive book report. You'll notice that I've got a marking sheet, but here I don't have a video lesson yet, and that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to show you first of all maybe what I'll do is I'll open up the marking sheet. So if I click on the marking sheet, you'll see that there you need to have a title page, you need to have a section about the main characters, you need to have a section about the setting, the plot, the author, and evaluation, and then there's a mark for meaning, style, organization, conventions, and use of technology. Alright, so you're going to have a title page. This is a separate page created using, now this says SkyDrive. They've changed it to OneDrive. It's just a change in name, but I'm going to show you how you're going to do that in a second. So on your title page, you need the name of the author, the name of the novel, and a picture of something from the novel. So what I've done is in order to get to your OneDrive account, you're going to go to either our school district website or the RVE website, and you're going to scroll to the bottom, and you're going to click on My 23 Students. Now I had Paige do that for me, and we've done this already. You click on My 23, you should see your name show up here. You should see My Mail, but we're not going to use the My Mail this time. What we're going to do is we're going to look for this tab here called OneDrive. If you click on OneDrive, you get to this page where you have some documents, and you can add or make a new document, which is what I'm going to do. So you click on New Document, and it's going to be a Word document. Randy, can you turn off the lights so everybody can see a little bit better? Now I'm going to call this October book report, and in this case I'm going to call it demo because it's not the real thing, and then click on OK. Alright, so this looks a little bit like Microsoft Word, but it's the online version. So the nice thing about this is you can work on this at school, and then you can go home and sign into your My 23 Students, and it's going to be sitting there. Back before we had this, you would have to work on it at school, and then you'd have to bring like a flash drive or something like that and copy it onto a flash drive, bring the flash drive home, copy that on your computer, then bring it back to school. You have to do it back and forth. But because it's now on the internet, it lives in the cloud, wherever you left it at school, it's going to be exactly in that shape when you get to home. Okay? Alright, so now this is like a document, but it doesn't have all the features that a normal Word document does, but it has the main stuff that you need. Now the first thing that the marking sheet calls for is it calls for a title page. So it needs a page, you need to have the name of the author, and a picture. Well, you can do all of that by just finding a picture of your book report. So Paige, what book are you reading?
The Goblet of Fire.
The what?
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire book. Now, if I Google that, I'll get a bunch of different websites, but if I click on images, I will get a bunch of pictures that are the Goblet of Fire. So I'm going to take, it doesn't really matter which one, but I'm going to take this one, I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to click on View Image, which gives me the big one, and now I'm going to right click, and I'm going to save the image. Now it's going to open up the last folder that I had open, and the last folder I had open was my pictures, my birthday picture of Zaria. So that's probably not where I want to put it. I want to go Pictures, I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it October Book Report. November. October Book Report. And it gives a name, and I'm okay with this name. I could call it something else, but I'm okay with the name. So I've saved it. So now all I have to do is put that picture in. So I'm going to go back to my page. I'm going to click on Insert. I'm going to click on Picture, and then I'm going to click on Browse. Now I saved it in my Pictures, and then what was the folder called? October Book Report. So I just got to find that. There it is, October Book Report, and then here's the Harry Potter, and then I'm going to click on Insert. Okay, and there's my picture. Now I'm going to give myself some breathing room here. Hit enter a couple times, put my cursor down. So, done. That did my title page, that's done. Next, I need to make a section called Main Characters. I have to underline that heading, make it bold, and align it to the center. All right, what does that mean? So, I'm going to type in Main Characters. I have to, okay, now I'm going to go back home here. I have to make it bold and align it to the center. So I'm going to highlight these words. I'm going to click on B for bold. And over here, it's aligned on the left side. Now I'm going to click on this icon. It's going to shove it in the middle. Okay? And now I'm going to hit Enter. But I don't want the rest of my typing to be bold and in the middle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it back to the left. And if I start typing, you can see it's bolded. I don't want it to be bold, so I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to deselect the B for bold. And now I can tell the main character is Harry Potter. He is da 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 da. Now, the one thing that you, okay, obviously this, actually let me delete that, that's going to confuse you. Now you'll notice that the word character is red underlined. That means I've made a spelling mistake. So if I right click on it, it gives me words that it's guessing that I mean, and I do mean characters. So now I'm just going to left click on that and it's going to fix it for me. Alright, so anyways, in this section I'm just going to talk about all the characters, all the important characters in the book. Alright, that's main characters. Setting. Underline the heading, make a bold line. So that I'm going to do exactly the same stuff. Put my cursor down, a couple lines, call it setting. Actually, this time I'm going to take care of I'm going to make the bold and stuff like that after, because I'm going to show you can do it later. This story takes place in London, blah, blah, blah. Now, I can go back later and I can turn this into bold and put it in the middle. Okay? So there's my setting. In the setting, you got to tell where and when the story takes place. Next section is the big one. It's the plot. So I'm going to go, let's say I finish this. And now I go plot. Does anybody know the story? Harry goes to school and becomes a wizard. He blah, blah, blah. All right? So once again, I go back to plot. I can click on bold. I can put it in the middle. Now this section here is going to be the longest section because the plot is basically a retelling of the story in your own words, but you have to do it in, you know, maybe 2 paragraphs at the most. Like a Harry Potter book is a very thick book. I obviously don't want you to make a 300-page book report. It just has to be very, you know, very, very short and just the main points. Author. All right. Finish my plot thing. Drop down a couple lines. Author. This book is written by J.K. Rowling. She blah, blah, blah. So, on the back of any book, there's going to be a little blah, blah, blah about the author. This is where you can take that information, put it in your own words, and write down a paragraph about, you know, when were they born, you know, what their family is like, whatever you can find out about the author. Evaluation. Okay, so I'm finished my author. Oh, I have to make it bold. Now you notice if you double-click on a word, you get a little mini menu here where you can make it bold, but you have to go up here to put it in the middle. Okay, so there's my author section. Evaluation. Oh, evaluation. Notice I spelt it wrong. Evaluation. Okay, I think that this book is awesome because, now I'm going to put down 1, 2, 3. You want to have 3 reasons why you think the book is good, or it's lousy, or it's so-so. So on the marking sheet it says, write a paragraph explaining why you liked or disliked this book. You should have at least 3 reasons. Okay? I need to highlight this, bold it, put it in the middle. Done. All right, we're almost done. It says final mark here is for meaning style. You got to get a mark about your ideas, clarity, variety, and interest of language. Does it have a beginning and middle and an end? Do you use paragraphs? Did you use perfect? Do you have perfect spelling and so on? And is it longer than 1,000 words? So this is what you're going to be marked on. Now let me show you an example from a student from maybe last year. So once again, if you want to see what this looks like, if you click on the highlighted the link here. So here's this person's book report. They start off with the title page, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like about 6 or 7 characters. You notice that there's a short paragraph for each one of them. And then setting talks about when and where this takes place. Here's their plot section. You see it's the longest, and this one, it took them 4 paragraphs to retell the story. A short little blurb, 4 lines long, about the author, and then a short little blurb about the evaluation. So that is how you do your book report, okay? So once again, if you go to our school or our school district's website, My23, you'll eventually be able to get to this Word document thing. Now, the only other thing I want to show you is on her title page. You'll notice that on the first page, all it is a book cover, and then you can see here the page break, and the second page, you can see how this is a one page, this is another page. When you're editing, you can't see that. You cannot see where the page break is. So what you have to do instead is you click on View, and then click on Reading View, and it's going to ask you, do you want to save your changes? You say Save, and now it's going to show you what it's going to actually look like if you were to print it out. So there's the first page, but you see that main characters and so on actually is on the first page. I don't get a page break until after the word evaluation. So what I have to do is go into Edit, and Edit in Word app, not in Edit in Word, but in the Word app, because you're online. You're going to click on that, and then I'm just going to put my cursor by here and just hit Enter a bunch of times, and I'm just guessing right now. That looked, I don't know, maybe that's right. I'm going to click on View, Reading View, Save, and now this is what it looks like. Here's my first page. Yeah, and that works. So there's my first page with nothing but the picture, and here's my second page with all my information. One more thing I want to show you. If I click on my picture, the computer thinks it's actually a letter. So right now it's thinking that it's putting it on the left-hand side. If I want to put my picture in the middle, I'm going to click just like on a title. I'm going to click on Center, and now it puts my picture in the middle. And now I can click on View, Reading View, Save, and now you'll see that my picture is going to be in the middle on the first page. Then I have my second, third, and whatever main pages I got. Alright, so I'm going to just pause the recording here. Okay, so let's say I'm finished my book report. Obviously I'm not, but let's just say I am. What I want to do now is I want to print it. So I'm going to go to File, Print, and now it says Print to PDF. What it's going to do is it's going to convert this from a web document into something that's printable. So I'm going to click on that. And then it says your PDF is ready. Click to view your PDF. So I'm going to click on that. Now it's going to launch another program, and it should just auto open. And you should get this print dialog. Now if it doesn't show up, it's probably down here at the bottom of your screen somewhere. But anyways, now I can just go ahead and print this, and I might as well just go ahead and print it. And it will show up if you're doing it at home, it should. Now you won't get this thing because you guys get to print as many papers as you want, but teachers are not allowed to do that. But anyways, if you're at home, it should just go to your home printer. If you're here at school, it should just go to the lab. Okay? All right, and I'm going to pause again.